Hello, you beautiful movers and shakers. I'm Lesedi Ali. I'm a spiritual life coach and psychic advisor, and welcome to the Lesedi Life podcast. So, this talk today or tonight, wherever you are, is about healing our mother and father wounds, where these things might be showing up in your now, and how you're meant to move forward with or deal with them. Okay. So, first and foremost, what is a mother wound or father wound, right? And this is just based on my own experience and different conversations I've had. Your mother wounds and father wounds are places where you might have mommy issues or daddy issues, right? That's what we call them in plain society or whatever, just talking with our friends and peers, right? They got mommy issues, they got daddy issues. A man or a man might need his wife to coddle him and cheer him on and nurture him so much so. And there's not a very good relationship with the mother. If it's in a woman, she looks at other women as competition and she's not really able to celebrate with other accomplishments with other women. She may not have a lot of female friends and says things like, well, I've always just gotten along with guys more, right? She may even have a pick me attitude if she's got daddy issues. And for a male, it may look like with daddy issues, we're always abandoning our responsibilities, or that's not my problem, or we might have issues with that, like stability or that firmness, who we are, where we come from. So, all of the things that are meant to be whole, if you will, within us in the masculine, you might be having daddy issues or father wounds, and all of the things that we are missing within the feminine in us, right? We may have mommy issues or lacking in the more nurturing feminine aspects of things. They are all meant to be one, or sorry, they're both meant to be one, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the male or the female. It's just important that we recognize these polarities for what they are and what we may call them in this particular reality. Okay. So that's one with our definition. And then next, how you might be noticing your daddy issues or mommy issues coming up, your unhealed father wounds or dad or mother wounds coming up. For me, the one example I could give is that anytime something about fathers or dads came up, I would feel off when it comes to marriage and a long-term commitment. I may not have a lot of faith in it. I was looking for relationships with men and felt like I had to prove myself to them all the time. Like, I was steady trying to prove myself and love me, love me, love me. I can do this, I can do that, I can cook, I can clean, I can, make the house feel like a home. I'll be here when you get back. Like, everything is negotiable. There are no boundaries because I just want you to love me. Just love me, please. Okay. This left me very naive. This left me very drained. And it left me changing myself all the time for the next person. Just, there were some things about me, obviously, my personality, things like that are consistent. But wherever I could make things better or not be a headache, that's what I was trying to do. Because I didn't have my dad in my life the way that I wanted him in my life, but he was there the way that he could be. We'll get into that later. So the way this might be showing up for males or, counterparts with mom issues, you can think of a lot of the same things, a male wanting, so much from the woman that, like, there's codependency and there's, a lot of love bombing, and there's, but then at the same time, there's avoidant behavior as well. And we don't really know how to talk without losing our tempers, our emotional intelligence may be very off, things like that. Where my mom issues showed up for me, it wasn't until I was in my healing journey that I really recognized that. And I was healing some things that brought up trauma that I had, like, blocked out. Your brain will always block out things that could be detrimental to you. Um, and so, or for detrimental to the character in the people that you love. That's an important point as well. So when I was seeing these things, it made me very angry with her. Um, I realized I had a lot of resentment towards her that I wasn't being very honest about. One of the ways that I knew this was because a lot of times in my prayer or referring to things, I don't talk about her like I would if things were okay, if you will, or I would mention her only if certain things came up. Um, and I just blatantly had a dream where she's like, "Why you don't talk to me?" So, but unless you're, a clairvoyant, psychic, medium type person, you may not have experiences like that, but you can kind of just feel there's this unresolved thing. And oh, you know what? I used to say things like, I wish my mom was this way, or I wish my mom did that. Or I wish I would have known that. I feel like I missed something there. Like um, how would you say, I would have like a backhanded comment, sometimes when certain things happen, that I would compare my mother, and I would think like, you know, what was mine doing? Why mine didn't act that way? How come mine wasn't like that? Right? Or the fact that I had to be the second mother. Everything was always my responsibility. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. So anytime I would feel into those things or those moments with whatever was going on, and it would come up and come out of me that way. So I started paying attention to what my words were. I started paying attention to what my feelings were, and I had to ask what those things were, right? Where's this coming from? And then those things started to make themselves known to me. And that's important. I want to say, like, how when things are showing up like this for you, it's important that you stop and you ask yourself where it's coming from. And if you can't grasp the concept of that, pray and ask for clarity. Ask God, where is this coming from? Right? Ask your ancestors, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, where is this coming from? What is this? Okay? Because nobody knows you better than you. Nobody knows you better than your creator, right? And those that are around you spiritually speaking have been with you since birth, most of them. Okay? So I say all that to say the self-awareness of dealing with your father and mother wounds is vital. It's vital, because when people bring up things to you that maybe you do, or and you want to strengthen your relationships with them, or maybe you noticed your lack of boundaries and you want to change that so that you have better boundaries, right? Or you feel like you're being used or manipulated, or you're not getting the right kind of friendships, the right kind of relationships. All of these things are a reflection of you, what you think about you and what you feel about you. And your earliest um, examples of that, your earliest memories of that, and where this part of your identity comes from is your childhood. That's where it's all going to come from. And everything else just builds from there. Okay? Your mother and father are gods to you, to any child. Mom and dad are like the gods. Like, they made me. I need food. It's there. Lights. It's there. Games. They're there. Christmas is there. Other holidays and things, it's there. Like, everything just shows up, right? They don't always act this way because we're learning and there's other things going on in there, but you're the source of everything. You're the source of everything, right? So for mom and dad to be the source of everything and show up short, we're going to feel some type of way. That's why children throw tantrums when they're told no. It's like, wait, why are you telling me no? Like, I thought you loved me. You're supposed to say yes. I thought we had an understanding here, right? That actually never leaves us. So when we are big and we are, let's say, for those of us that are latchkey kids, or if you resonate with the fact that you had to grow up fast and be the second parent, right? You have to recognize that while you were having to be the second parent, your parent had to be okay with leaving you home, even though they weren't okay with leaving you home. Part of them was scared all day, but you wouldn't know that because their words on the phone was, you better make sure my house is clean before I get home. That homework better be done. Because they have to be the leader. If it's a single parent household, especially, it's mom usually, right? For those of us in the Gen X, or sorry, millennials. For those of us that are millennials, maybe some, Gen X, right? You expected to have things a certain way because they expected to have it this way, because they had to train you this way. They had to be strong. They only knew being strong for the situation. Being strong for the situation also meant being hard on you, right? My kids get to experience versions of me that I never got from my mom because she couldn't afford to do it. She had to keep her head above water. And the only reason I know that is because, like I said, when you start asking where these things are coming from, you'll start experiencing in your reality the answers. It may be it being reflected back to you in a relationship that you have with someone else. It may be being reflected back to you with someone else's relationship that you're close to. It may be being reflected to you in a scene at the grocery store between two couples, or a mom and a dad, or a father and a son, a mother and her son. It'll show you. Source is always going to show you, right? So that was being shown. I'd go through those feelings and I'd go through those thoughts, and then I'd go back to my mom and I'm like, oh my God, this happened to me. This happened to her when I was their age. She had to be so sad. She had to be so heartbroken. This had to be so unfair. This had to be so hard. And in seeing ourselves in our mother, seeing ourselves in our father, we can come to a place where we recognize, like, they did the best they could with what they had. And hopefully that brings you to a place where you actually forgive, where if my parents were alive today, or if you have your mother or your father in your life now and something's going on, you're not quick to get mad or upset or frustrated with them. You're just like, yeah, I get it. I get it. And you move forward with what you have in that, right? If you can't seem to do that for whatever reason, there's still some more healing that has to happen. Triggers aren't just somebody pissing you off, right? That's not our natural state to get all, that's not our natural state. It's not. So someone's comment back to you, someone's lack of being there for you, someone not answering your text message, someone not giving you the response that you wanted to get from them, making you, or you're scared, worried, mad, sad, any of the negative, lower vibrational things. Something's up. And that's a you thing. It's not because your mom, nothing. It's not because your dad, nothing. It's a you thing. And that's why it's important to heal it, to deal with it, to shine a light on it. This inner child, this shadow, is everything that the light version of you is not. The two have to become one in order for your evolutionary process to make sense. The only way to be love and authenticity in this reality is to deal with your stuff. That's the only way. Because in love, you can see, all right, they just can't meet me where I'm at. That's cool. There's no reason to take offense. None whatsoever. Everybody's playing the same game in different game rooms with different pieces. It's wild and it's beautiful and it's messy, but it's worth it. And I hope this helped. If you like more, please comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Namaste.